Alright everyone, welcome back to the Road to 2000 speedrun, coming in at 1536 today, my highest rating ever. If you watched the last video and we get the white pieces, we'll start with D4, we're playing against Mahdir Nahem from Iran. Cool, well, find the England Gambit, we will take it. Now, I've never really understood this, but okay. So, now we have a choice here. I say let's bring out the F Knight. I don't honestly get many of these positions right here. Part of me wants to do this, but I can't. I don't know. Do I play c4 in this position? Honestly, I'm not really sure. I think we do knight c3 and then just play for e4. Right, so I think we can just do this. Yeah. Now we threaten this fork here. And if he wants to take, we can do that. Alright, let's pin this. Probably should take a little bit more time since I haven't really been thinking too much, but that's okay. I think I'm playing pretty good moves right now. Everything's been pretty logical so far. This pawn only has one attacker, so this is okay. So this is kind of what we're thinking here. Alright, so we could double the pawns. I think we will. And then I'm thinking of bringing this up here. But is that an okay move? That's the question. Can you go here and have it be okay? I think you can. Yeah, let's... Or we could just castle right away. No, castling right away loses the pawn. Let's at least try to keep this pawn. That way we're still defending this knight in the same way. We could do this. I think we want to get castled though. This queen on this file looks mighty good. However, that's exactly what my opponent is thinking as well. So, is there anything we can do here to put more pressure? Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to come here. Although that allows my pawns to get doubled on that side of the board, doesn't it? Alright, so I think I've made a bit of a mistake here. I can't castle kingside, that's for sure. Alright, let's drop the queen back here where the knight still defends it, just in case there's any of this funny business that's going to happen. We just don't want that discovery to happen. If we castle, we lose our queen, actually. That would not be good. So, opponent's going to let us castle, so I think we are going to do just that, just castle. Maybe threaten this. There's no sacrifices. Maybe there is a sacrifice. I don't think so because the knight can't come to this square. I think my opponent's probably calculating the sacrifice though. Nope, my opponent does not play the sacrifice. Okay, so... This is a good position here, so maybe we do this. Try to simplify down a little bit. Or... maybe we should just come out here actually. Oh shoot, no, because that allows this. Yeah. Whoops. So hopefully the G file becomes... oh, our opponent took the wrong way. Okay. Well, then we have some life. He should have taken like this. We'll see in the analysis. Still though, wins a pawn. Hmm. So, shoot. Not really seeing a good move. So if we take, the knight comes in. Yeah, that's a really powerful knight. Shoot. Dang. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to live with doubled pawns. So we're just gonna do this. If the opponent takes, we're not gonna double the pawns. We're gonna take this bishop, and sometimes this happens. I mean, I'm not down actual material, but I feel like my. Oh, actually, should I have just forked? Maybe I should have forked. But this is all okay. So let's do a little bit of okay. Well, let's come out here. We're gonna get this, and then we're gonna go down here. Okay. Well, we did not get that. Well, let's take this, and now let's go here. Can't do that. Can't move the knight, or else it's checkmate. So we're threatening this. And I don't hate my position anymore. Okay, so yeah, right. That's true. The opponent can just do that. Should we go after this, or is it just not worth my time? Well, let's go here. And we're going to think about bringing this in here since the knight doesn't really have any forward movement. The pawn still protects the rook in case there is any like discoveries or anything like that. Alright, so I think what we want to do here is we're just going to go like this. Opponent tries to get tricky, then we're going to mate. But I'm going to do this. And now the knight's probably going to come in here. Oh shoot, I just hung mate. Whoops. Well, we're gonna come back and stop mate now. This has not been the greatest game. Yeah, I think I should probably take the exact same advice my opponent's taking. However, hmm, I don't know if I have time to play it. Um, all right. Let's do it like this. The opponent's gonna come in here. We're just gonna give up the pawn, or I guess we don't have to give up the pawn. I'm not sure if this is happening. Just fine by us. Opponent has more time than I do, and I just really feel like this was not the best game, but it's okay. This just shows you, at 1500s, you're still making quite a few mistakes, and um, well, we'll see what happens. So my opponent's got some time to think here. We do have a rook on the 7th here. We're just pre-moving this because it's a safe pre-move. It might not happen in the game because the opponent may not want to give up that good knight just for the doubled pawns, because I have to worry about me getting into these. Like this rook becomes locked down if he trades. My king's gonna come into the game, and yeah. So we'll see what the opponent does. They're probably gonna try to do something other than that. And I might choose to keep my bishop because it's a powerful bishop, but the thing is that if I can get to this pawn right here, then I got a double attack on these two pawns, so I'll win one more too. Okay, well I only have one move. Okay. Well, I'm going to come out here, I think. Opponent is going to take like that. We're going to take like this. And he takes this. We're going to get this one. And takes like that. Then I have my choice. So I'm going to take like this. This might end up being a draw now that I'm looking at it. I mean, it's very, very similar pawn structure. My king is a little bit more active. So I think that I'm going to actually try this. And if opponent does this, I think I'm fine to trade that, honestly, because, okay. So I'm going to ask the opponent, but less nicely this time. Do you want to trade? Or when are we going to trade these pawns? I guess it's right now. We're threatening this. And we will come... How should we do this? I guess we'll take good control of this square. That seems to make some sense. And yeah, do a check. Get on the back rank. I'm not sure. Should I offer a draw, do you think? Maybe I should draw. Maybe I should. Because, well, let's check here. Right, and then let's just come over here. Come here. Does the opponent come down? That's my question. Because that could be walking right into a checkmate. So we'll see what the opponent does. But I don't hate the position here. I feel like this is still a draw unless someone messes up. So best of luck to my opponent. And we'll see if they're the ones that mess up. Right, right. Okay. Oh, I'm going to come out here. And now it just might be time to offer the draw. Still 2 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock. Really trying to get him to do that. That's really what we're playing for. There's really no other move that the guy can play because we just take like that. So just keep playing like this. Can never actually push this pawn, so yeah, it's just a fortress. Now for the draw. Let's do this because the opponent's probably. Oh, actually, I guess you do. draw offer stays going for a while. So we're just going to keep going back and forth here. Again, there's no real way to progress. Opponent can just blunder the game, and that's about it. But there's no actual way to advance here. This pawn is now very stuck. This is a very, in terms of, beginners, if you're watching this, you may lose a lot of your games around this point by pushing pawns where they shouldn't. But here you can see, not necessarily like a great pawn structure by any means, but enough to win. And we're just going to, again, keep playing like this. Yeah, opponent declined the draw. So we'll get to the 50 move rule eventually. I can definitely play 50 moves. There is the possibility that the opponent simply blunders. So, draw by repetition. Good job to my opponent. I did lose a point for this game, so technically I'm not my highest rating ever. And yeah, what's that? 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 misses. So I'll catch you for the game review. So a very well fought game to my opponent. We played at very similar accuracies here at 88.9% accuracy to 89.7% accuracy. Pretty long game to be playing at such high percentages, but 0 blunders, only 2 misses by my actually by me. I had more misses, which is probably why my percentage is just a little bit lower. But even though I had the only real advantage to win in the game, and we'll look at that position here and see what I should have played. Pretty evenly played throughout. Again, a pretty long game, a 50 move game, and yeah, my opponent played at 2000 rated, and I played at 1950 rated, so what would typically be enough to get the job done for both of us was unfortunately only enough for a draw in a very good game like this. But I can show you really that this spectrum of 1500, like you can play like anything, and a 1500 could go out and beat a 1900 very easily, because a 1900 could easily play like a 1700, a 1500 can easily play like an 1800, and before you know it, you have a game. So my opponent played the England Gambit, which, gives up the advantage right away. Apparently you move the other knight out, but it's all good. Okay, so e4 was a mistake. I should have gone right after the bishop right away. See, it seems like it violates opening principles of moving pieces twice. Should have kicked out the bishop. So again, I thought the moves were logical, doubling the pawns here. This was a mistake because, yeah, I could have done better. So the engine thing, just let them double your pawns on the king side. And I'm pretty sure that could have happened anyway at some point, but still very normal. One thing I can say is that black did have an advantage a couple of times, but never actually was able to turn it into anything. So that's good in the sense that I was able to do that. So I was able to find the right move here. Opponent, okay, so the engine does think they should have just traded off bishops. I'm allowed to keep this, what's going to just become a really good bishop, and we get what would have been a very good bishop off the board. Pretty sure I blundered mate here at one point. Like right here, maybe? No. Oh, okay. During the game, I panicked because I thought I blundered mate, but the knight was in the way, so we're all good. I was really not having any confidence in my game, and I really should have, because this was a pretty good game. Apparently, I should have just moved my king around here. Yeah, that knight is pretty beast-like, but we do get our rook to the 7th rank. Always a good principle. And I didn't see this, actually. Yeah, okay. Oh, I could have blocked. Apparently that would have been better for me. Yep, opponent gets rid of my good bishop, and then again we kind of have a capture spree here. I offer, yeah, see, the engine just thinks this is a draw all the way around. I push a4, it's the best move, basically saying, what are you going to do? Are you going to let my pawn go by? You know? Whoa. I'm not sure why that book symbol is there. But are you going to let the pawn go by and then have to get behind it and capture it, Or are we just going to trade right now? Opponent trades right now. And then we take very strong control over what's going to be the only real square for the opponent to move. Because the opponent's going to put a pawn on this square right here, and that's probably where the opponent, well, I don't think there's any chance to win here, but the opponent probably shouldn't have put the pawn here, because then there's no way to actually break on g4, and it's all the makings of a draw. very good tactic if you're ever wondering kind of what to do in the end game and you're not really sure. It can be always good just to get the rook on this back rank. You always can threaten checks. You know, if the opponent wants to move forward, you can always check from the side. And sometimes you have to recognize when it's a draw. You know, you don't come over here and just start giving random checks, you know, and getting your rook out of position. You want your rook nice and patrolling over here and making sure that, you know, you can always check off to the side. And yep, as we can see here, they're really, again, it says that this move is best for my opponent, so the engine just thinks this is a draw all the way around, but now there is officially no way for my opponent to break through. I could do this, or that's basically what I'm playing for. Sorry, I'm not actually saying I could do this, but what I'm playing for at this point was my opponent just to get impatient to think, well, I'm going to try to, you know, get in here and push this king back and then get checkmated on the spot. So you just got to keep your rook patrolling on this rank right here. It's very textbook drawing stuff, and we'll go through the game right here, but there really isn't. I did offer a draw to my opponent, but in these games, you know, chess is a game of armies here. But unfortunately, we've got to call this a draw because it was a very well played to my opponent. So, you know, playing at a 2000 rating was simply not enough for my opponent to get it done. So in that way, I should feel pretty good that I'm holding my own against 2000s. I'm also at my highest blitz rating ever, so I do want to film some more blitz and actually start uploading blitz games to the channel. I know they're not as useful for analysis like this is. You can learn a lot from a game like this. So I hope you did, and please like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you. Bye.